Hey everyone, welcome back for the December plan with me. This is getting posted much later than I anticipated. We've had a heck of a last few weeks. Been very busy, and then my son got sick for a couple of days and I just have not been feeling my best since then. Today was something else. So I'm gonna do my usual plan with me for the month of December, and then since I added in my Moxie Life stuff last time, I'm going to walk through where I ended up at the end of November and then what I had planned for December. So for this month, we're pretty busy. It's currently the 11th. Today was a very long day. My husband took the day off so we could get a bunch of much needed errands done today. We had a holiday benefit for a friend of ours who is the executive director of the Ecumenical Senior Center in Kalamazoo. That was fun. There was a silent auction and a raffle, and we ended up winning a couple of things, which was pretty fun. 3-year-old that we babysit, she loves Paw Patrol, and we ended up winning a Paw Patrol comforter for her to use when she takes her naps over here. And then we won 2 super cozy, super fluffy blankets. We're not expecting to even win one of them, and then we ended up getting the ticket draw for both because we put a lot of our tickets into both of those 2 things, the 2 different kinds of blankets. So we won both of the ginormous blankets, so we've currently got one on the couch, and then we're going to put one in our bedroom upstairs. So I took some family photos for neighborhood friends of ours last Monday on the 4th. So we have been getting tuned into some of the local events here in town. We did the historic home tour. We hosted for a historic home tour in September, and then we got asked if we wanted to be guides for the candlelight walk, which is very similar to the home tour, but instead of people just going to each of the houses as they like during the weekend, instead they pick a specific time slot. They have guides to walk them to each of the houses, and then each of the homeowners presents on their house when you get there. You get to walk through their entire house because this one includes the upstairs in most of the places. You get to see how they decorate their house for Christmas. We volunteered for a tour group on Sunday. That was about a mile walk. And we did the walkthrough on Tuesday to prepare for it. I got in lots of steps on a couple of days this week, which was great, although I definitely made up for it in the meantime when I wasn't feeling great because I did not get very many steps on those days. And then today we had a jam-packed day. We went to the Secretary of State this morning so that I could finally change my driver's license over to my new name since I went to the Social Security Administration last month. And then we went and finally set up a joint account at a bank nearby. We had a dentist appointment. It was not great for me. If you watch my Moxie Life video, you would know that one of my goals was to prioritize taking care of a lot of the things that I haven't taken care of the last 10 years or so. Part of that, I didn't have insurance for anything. We currently still don't have health insurance, but we have vision and dental again. I used to have really bad anxiety. I still do sometimes, but for the most part, it's much more manageable than it used to be. I have been putting off going to the dentist for 12 years. I knew it was going to be bad, but I didn't know it was going to be this bad. I have some work that needs to be done in my mouth. That's a bummer. But I did a lot of adulty things today. I got that taken care of, and I faced the fear of what that was going to look like. As it is right now, I already have to update my calendar because I have 2 more dentist appointments in the next 2 weeks because we had to rush me getting a crown on one of my teeth before the end of the year. In order to make sure that we got to that maximum before the end of the year, we had to try to fit in the crown and before we left for vacation. So I currently have to go back on Wednesday and I have to go back again next Thursday. And I didn't even get to get my cleaning today because they ran out of time. Being an adult is fun. And please do the scary things that you should do and get it taken care of and just rip the Band-Aid off. I was going to hand deliver Christmas cards tomorrow, but I already did hand out most of them, so I only have 2 to deliver tomorrow. The rest I'm delivering this weekend at our family gatherings. I have book club again on Thursday. We're doing the 12 dates of Christmas. I haven't even started it yet. I'm currently still trying to finish up A Court of Silver Flames. I'm about 80% of the way through it, so I'm crossing my fingers that since I just kind of want to have a low-key night tonight, that I can just finish it tonight, and then tomorrow I will get working on this video so I can get it posted, because I just want to chill after the day I had today. We have a neighborhood Christmas party on Friday, so that should be pretty fun. And then we are decorating Christmas cookies with my mom's side of the family on Saturday morning, And then on Saturday afternoon, we have Christmas with my dad's side of the family. That's going to be a busy day. We have a couple of Christmas activities that we want to do next week, and my son has a doctor's appointment. I want to take my son out for breakfast again, his first day of Christmas break, which is the 22nd. We're having our, quote, family Christmas morning, quote, at our house on the 23rd. We will get together and have coffee and open presents, and we always make biscuits and gravy for breakfast. Since we're not doing our traditional Christmas morning because we won't have my son that day, we're just going to be here prepping for my mom's side of the family's Christmas get-together, which is actually going to be at our house. So I'll be very busy that morning. Thankfully, not too much prep. I just got to make sure the house is picked up, and I'm going to make chicken salad because we're doing sandwiches and sides this year again. We like it low-key. Also, finally get to go out with a couple of friends of ours. The day of Tony's birthday is the 27th, and that night we're going to go out with a couple of our friends. And then the 29th, we are leaving for vacation. We're going to go to Kentucky to go visit Tony's family for the holidays. Very, very busy month. That's all I'm gonna say. The month of November was much more low-key than December will be. I did a macrame craft at the library. We made these little hangings, and I really enjoyed it. If they have another one, I'm totally gonna sign up for it. I really enjoyed it. The knots are almost kind of similar to the friendship bracelets that I used to make when I was a kid. And then we had a couple of birthday parties. I went and took Aiden to Cracker Barrel for breakfast one day. Thought it was super fun. My husband's favorite soda is Ale 8 because it's from Kentucky. It's a ginger ale from Kentucky, and we always get a couple of cases of it when we go down there, but we can't get it here unless we get it shipped, and it's kind of expensive to do that. We ended up finding it at Cracker Barrel, so we bought him a bottle and brought it home. Then just Thanksgiving, and we went to a K-Wings game with my son's dad. We had the Christmas parade, and I took Santa photos for the library I used to work for. But, other than that, it was a really slow month, which was very nice. So I had initially planned on getting this video up about a week ago. So right before Thanksgiving, I actually had recorded this already. Now that another week has gone past and it's now the beginning of December, I figured I should probably go through and look at these again and talk through what I was able to get done by the end of the month. There are also some things that I had put into my December goals when I did that we already got done before the end of November because we were able to get to them a lot faster than we thought. So I was already able to ask Jasmine about her weddings, get school photos printed, get stamps. I actually didn't even need to get stamps. I happened to have enough in my drawer to be able to get those already. Mailing the Christmas cards is still going to be December. Hand delivering the Christmas cards is still going to be December because we finished those last week, but they're still sitting by our door ready to go. Post Yukon for sale. We already did that and we sold it within 4 hours. So that is actually completely gone from our house already, which is great. Part of the reason we decided to do that is because we weren't driving it. We're so close to paying off our other car that we figured as long as we got $4,000 out of the Yukon that we would be able to pay our car off, and we were able to get that much out of it. So we were pretty happy about that, plus a little bit extra, so that's great. That's really going to help us a lot this coming year with paying some stuff off because that will free up $300 a month that we usually pay for our car payment that we won't have to pay anymore. So that's fantastic. We're really excited about that. We were not expecting that to go as well as it did. Okay, so I'm going to move these things over to November, and then we'll go through December. So there are a lot of things in November that didn't get finished that are going to have to be moved over to December. I don't think I did too terribly awful for the first month. Honestly, I think quite the opposite. I was very motivated to get lots of these things done once I actually had them listed out in front of me and knew that these things specifically were going to help me get to where I needed to go for this next year. I got my name changed at the Social Security Administration. I decided to hold off on doing the iPad app shortcuts in the phone home screen because it looks like I'm probably going to end up upgrading my phone at the beginning of next year. So I will wait to do those until I get that. I added November tasks to the master tracker. We checked all the winter gear. My husband needs gloves, but other than that, everything else was fine for this year. So I went out by myself to the coffee shop to go work for a few hours. So I was able to check off one of these. I had planned on going out again, and then it ended up being really gross out that day. It snowed a lot the night before, and I really didn't want to leave the house. We just didn't have any other time for me to schedule in another trip out because we were really busy this last week. So technically, I didn't complete the second one, but I did take my son out to breakfast. Just the two of us, which I don't usually do. So I feel like I can kind of count that. I mean, the goal is to get me to be more independent and doing things on my own without my husband with me. So, I mean, that kind of checks that off, right? So Christmas movie list and Christmas bucket list, I'll be doing those this week. So beginning of the month of December, but today is the first Monday of December. So I'm cutting myself some slack for those because it's not necessarily something super important, but like it's definitely something that I want to try to do every year to get in the Christmas spirit, is just to like sit down and watch some Christmas movies with my son, watch my favorites every year, like The Holiday. The Holiday is one of my favorites. That's one that's guaranteed to get me in the Christmas spirit. Christmas Vacation as well, and Elf. The Santa Claus I love too, but that's one I'm usually watching with my son. And I mean, the Christmas bucket list is also kind of the same. It's the same thing with the fall one that I put together in my planner. If I'm not actively trying to do these activities, I don't like feel the spirit of the holiday as much, or the season. Doing those things really helps me to get in the mood for the time of year that it is, especially when Christmas is coming up and there's no snow on the ground again, because all of the snow we got last week already has melted and it's back to looking nice and warm outside, even though it's not. I have been practicing my hobbies. I did not read a single magazine last month. Reading a magazine might seem like kind of a frivolous one, but I think that's kind of the point of the fun and recreation. I used to read them a lot, and I really enjoyed them. I'd like to incorporate them again, especially now that I have Kindle Unlimited, so I get access to all of the magazines that I used to read for free, included in my subscription, and I really like reading them on my iPad. They just look really nice on there, and then I don't have to buy a physical copy. They are so expensive, so that's kind of why I got out of the habit of reading them. But I already have them available to me for nothing. So I only content planned one day this month, I really need to get better about that. I struggle with consistency, so that is the one thing that I'm trying to focus on the most going into 2024, is that like even if I need to take a step back from some of the things that I'm doing, I just need to stay consistent with the things that I am taking on. So being realistic with myself about what I can actually do during a certain time period, just like following through with those plans. We did schedule Christmas cookies for next month. Well, this month, I guess. Birthdays and anniversaries were added to the list. Did not do this one, the make a list of my most important inner circle. I don't know. I was having a rough month in November, and it was not the time for me to prioritize that at the moment. We went out to the hockey game, and I took Aiden out for breakfast on a day off school, just the two of us. So I didn't completely fill out the responding to messages and texts, but I did it enough that I feel pretty good. And for the first time in like 4 years, I was finally able to clear my notification bubble on my messages down to 0. And I cleared out all of the old like text messages you get from DoorDash and Amazon and the verification codes and all of that kind of stuff. There are none left in my text message inbox right now, so that's pretty exciting. I haven't done that in a very, very long time. We had plenty of family time for Thanksgiving. We did not start the no electronic time with my son, but I'm planning on starting that. I might not even start that until the beginning of the year, because with Christmas break coming up and the holidays and all of that, he's going to be back and forth between me and his dad's quite a bit. I just know we're going to get out of a routine during that time anyway, so maybe the best time to start that is actually not until January. I did figure out my non-negotiables for my routines. We did end up making our dentist appointments. I wasn't planning on doing that yet, but a new place opened up in town, and I called down there and gave them our information, and we've got dentist appointments scheduled for next Monday. So pretty proud of myself for that. I haven't been to the dentist since before my son was born, and he's 11. I'm pretty sure I said that in the other video, but just in case you didn't know that, it's been a very long time since I've been to the dentist. I've got some anxiety about it because I know I need a decent amount of work done, and I've been putting it off for a very long time. But we just recently got our dental and vision insurance back. We didn't have it for a little bit, and so now that we have it, I'm trying to prioritize getting that taken care of. We returned all the cans and bottles. I ordered school photos. Like, I order the digital and then I get the prints done myself because I'm a photographer and I just prefer to do it that way, so I have the digital. I ordered the digital and I got the school photos printed. We already got them. When I designed, ordered, and packed up all the Christmas cards, I put all of the school photos in there. So we did not eat out less than 2 times a week, hardly at all this month. And we felt that. I am not going to tell you how much money we spent on fast food this month, but it was a very scary number, and it was quite a reality check for us. We spent a significant amount more on groceries this past week to make sure that we got things that we are actually going to eat so that we're not tempted to go out and get fast food, because holy cow, was that a really high number, and I do not want to spend that much on fast food ever again, ever. Unless we have like 6 people living in our house. And I did close my other bank account. We got the Explorer removed. I did not organize the guest room. I'll be doing that next month. I did our seasonal clothing switch, and like I said, we posted the Yukon for sale and it sold already. So that's November. For December, I put stars next to anything that needs to be added directly to my calendar, either for the monthly calendar or at some point during the week. So just a quick summary, I need to go get my name changed at the Secretary of State so I can actually have an updated driver's license now. 2024 planner set up. The rest of it is pretty much the same as last month. I want to set up my reading journal for 2024. I started doing one for 2023 and then I didn't stick to it, because I ended up reading a lot more than I usually do, so I want to simplify that, so I actually will want to go fill that out. I'm going to hand deliver some of the Christmas cards. I'm going to contact my therapist to add therapy back in for 2024. We cut back on it to save some money. Now that we're in a little bit better place than we were this summer, I decided to add it back in. I don't want to add it back in quite as much as I was going before because I was going weekly. I need to inventory the downstairs freezer to see what meat we have left from the cow and pig that we bought earlier this year. Once I figure that out, since I've recently organized the pantry as well, I have a better idea of like what food we have in there. I really would like to set another goal after that point, to be more specific in cooking at home, is to like eat out of the freezer in the pantry like once or twice a week. Because we've got quite a bit in both currently, and we've got a lot of meat that we have left to use up. We used up most of the steaks because we're big fans of the steaks, but we've got a lot, and the bacon. We used up most of the bacon right away too, but we've got a lot of sausage, quite a few roasts, and lots of like pork cuts left that aren't bacon. We're running pretty low on the ground beef though. I was actually surprised. We only have about 15 pounds of that left out of like 100. So we did pretty good on ground beef this year. I have to mail out the Christmas cards that are too far away or that I won't have a chance to meet with in person. I got stocking stuffers already, but I still need to finish putting together my son's Christmas Eve box. I think I just need to get him pajamas. That's the only thing that I usually get that I don't think I have yet. I want to organize my son's toy room upstairs. He's got a lot of stuff up there that's no longer relevant. I want to make space up there for whatever he gets for Christmas this year. We haven't gone through that at all since we moved into this house. I want to finish going through the paperwork in the office because there's a ginormous stack and I can never find anything when I need it. And then I moved over organizing the guest room from last month. So other than that, everything else is pretty much the same.